Sister, are you watching The Summer I Turned Pretty? Yes or no? I know that this is Girls Unscripted, but we got to talk about scripted for 1 second.
No, I haven't. But I've been out of town. I'm behind.
I have not been in such a chokehold from media since I was 18 and I saw Twilight in theaters. I said what I said. I said what I said.
Wow.
The way that it appeals to millennial women is absolutely stunning. And I don't think we're talking enough about it. But you know what else we need to talk about? The Bachelor in Paradise finale.
We need to talk about the Bachelor in Paradise finale. But quick question. Does The Summer I Turned Pretty, millennial women would love it? I thought it was about high schoolers, no?
It is. Okay, but stay with me. Number one, it came out in like 2008.
The books?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the books came out when we were that age.
Okay.
The men on this show, particularly one, #Team Conrad, are so 90s rom-com coded. This man is walking around in khakis with a watch.
Interesting.
He does crossword puzzles. It's like very Bill Pullman in While You Were Sleeping.
Oh.
The soundtrack appeals to millennial women. I mean, like, I don't know if they just had a meeting and were like, what are the gimmicks for millennial women to lure them in?
Right.
But it's just astonishing.
But it's all of that.
And the yearning, sister. The yearning.
The yearning.
The yearning. I'm not joking.
You said the urinating. I was like, tell me more. Let's go and further. Let's double tap on that. What about it?
It is very conservative. There's no kink.
Oh my God. That's amazing. Well, Gabbers, welcome the fuck back to your favorite podcast, everybody. Girls Unscripted, Bachelor in Paradise edition.
She's charming and she's Carolyn.
She's Beauty and she's Grace. And I don't know how time has flown oh so fast, like a little dove, that we are already on the finale of this season of Bachelor in Paradise. Can you believe it, Grace?
We got dumped out of the water slide real fast. Like, we were spinning for a while and then we just shot out into the pool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it was.
They do that. That's
Yeah.
how the show goes. And I feel like personally it has to do with producer stamina.
Yeah.
They've got it at the top of the season and they're good to go. And then like after day 20, they're like, we've got to wrap it up. Just dangle some money, have them make some choices, and let's go.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have a lot of questions to you about what you think the fuck happened with the money aspect. But there was I can't wait. Oh, Gabber is going to sound a lot more exciting than it is. But I was at a shoot today, and one of the producers was a producer on the OG Bachelor pad. And even he was like, this is awful. It's like, what, they don't quite know what they're doing, do they? And I was like, no, sir, no sirree. And then another producer was like, I just like fucking love this show called Vanderpump Rules. And I was like, are you trolling me? I was like, are you fucking trolling me?
Were they a gabber? They were a gabber.
I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So now everyone knows Girls Unscripted. We gained a few listeners today. So, hey, y'all team, if you listen out there, great shoot. Fun. Hell yeah. So with that,
we pick up with a rose ceremony. And it's going to be the final rose ceremony.
1 hour till rose ceremony.
Kathy and Keith this time have decided they're for surezies eliminating themselves.
Yeah, no, they didn't waver, which I appreciated. They were like, okay, we're out. And no matter what you ladies say, we're out.
You can't convince Keith to stay.
No.
Which like, what was the deal? He stayed literally 24 more hours than he wanted to. And as we're going to learn later, he had to stay anyway because they brought everybody back. So they have a rose ceremony and there's very brass tacks, down to business discussions face to face about who's going home, which I thought was interesting. Like Dale tells Jeremy to his face, no offense, man, but I'm going to vote you off.
Yeah, he did.
If I were Dale, I would have been like, offense, man, I'm going to vote you off.
Yeah, I don't know. Dale was real suave with that one. Somehow Jeremy was just like, yeah, okay. There wasn't much he could say back.
Now, my question, sister, is how good do you think you would be at manipulating people to vote for you?
To vote for me?
In this like final countdown moment to keep you. If someone said, I'm going to vote you off, how good would you be at talking them out of it?
Awful. I'm pretty sure it'd be awful. I've told you, I'm so bad at any of these like negotiation things. In college, I took a negotiations class. Kyle took it too. And everyone, it was supposed to be an easy slam dunk. Everyone got an A. I was the only A- because they would put up the data on the board. We'd have these cases where we'd have to like negotiate against each other. And they'd put up the data on the board from after every case. And they were like, what happened in this quadrant? Who was pair X and Y? And I was always person Y. 'Cause I'm just so bad at it. I'm like, what do you want? I don't know. If you want me to go home, like then you're probably right. I should go home. I suck. I love you. Can I have you stay? Can we all kiss? I don't know. I feel like that's what I would do.
I was watching it, realizing that I was going to ask you this question, and I was like, she could talk everyone into letting her stay, and I don't think I would roll over. I do think that my go-to mechanism would be like, okay, you can vote me off, but you should know.
What would they know? But you should know, I'll kill your family.
I would have pockets full of trump cards to play.
Oh, of like secrets on other people?
Yeah, probably.
I would say, look, I would somehow try to spin it. If I were really in this, I would somehow try to spin it that keeping me there would be better for their game. So like,
interesting.
I'm less of a threat than keeping the other people. Like maybe the other couple's better, but like I'm not gonna win this. So if you want to win this,
well, because it was the last negotiation before a rose ceremony, there weren't a lot of like long distance stakes. There wasn't a sense of like, keep me to take me with you to the end. No, we're at the end.
No, yeah, it was like, you stay or go home.
They sat down, Dale and Kat, and I think another couple sat down with Keith and Kathy to discuss who they should vote off. Mm-hmm. After Keith and Kathy had decided to eliminate themselves. And Kat opens up and says why she could use the money.
And man, do we feel like assholes from last episode where we just assumed she was rich because she was hot. Now look, I don't know her financial situation now. I will admit we were wrong. We were wrong. I guess not all hot people are rich. Bottom line.
I assume if you're hot, there is some element of generational wealth that causes you to have less stress. It's really the less stress. She doesn't look stressed to me. You know what I mean? This is so elitist of me.
Yeah.
But she's so hot that I just assumed she was born rich. She was not born rich. She also wasn't born to wear sunscreen, apparently, because, sister, I don't know if you saw this, but she had horrifying tan lines. She had a horrifying sunburn on her back.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
She was wearing like a scoop neck back, and it was like, it almost looked like college where someone had smeared a hand of sunscreen on her. Like, it was real bad.
Well, she's still young and hot enough that it's not like leather skin yet.
She can recover because
yeah, she
she's
can
hot.
recover. Yeah, because she's hot.
So she talked about her upbringing and her, like, the chaos in her family and how unstable things were. And so financial stability really matters to her. The thing that I found interesting about this is she got emotional talking about it. She was like, I don't really talk about my past. This is what I've been through. And Dale says in an interview, like 2 minutes later, he's like, I learned a lot about Kat tonight. I hear that. And I'm like, why the fuck didn't you know this about her?
Yeah.
Why haven't you bothered to get to know her at this point?
I clocked that too. I was like, especially if you've already had a big giant fallout fight about how her upbringing was, do you not think it would somehow like evolve into a conversation about how she couldn't eat as a kid? Like, I don't know how that just didn't happen. Like A to B just did not click for them.
Yeah, I didn't love it from Dale.
Yeah, Dale just again, not the best showing.
Nope. Kathy and Keith eliminate themselves. And it turns out that Bailey and Jeremy get voted off.
Which I was actually kind of surprised by.
Alex and Andrew, I'll tell you what, I bet Alex and Andrew would have been voted off, but they had won the backstabbing challenge, and so they had immunity.
Oh, the only reason they got it is because Kathy and Keith was the tie-breaking vote, and they found Kat's excuse. Although I did love that Kathy was like seeing herself in Jeremy and Bailey's relationship, which I don't know if she was making that pulling out of their butthole, but I don't know.
It was such an interesting observation, and I was listening to it thinking, do I want to know more?
Yeah.
I don't know. If her ex-husband is like Jeremy, I don't think I want to know anymore. I don't want to hear what your husband has in common with this guy whose shirt is unbuttoned to his navel right now.
At least he's not wearing a tank top.
With dead eyes, looks in the camera and says, I feel like Bailey loves me. Your ex-husband sounds great, Kathy. Jeremy, on camera, I will give him this. He's in an interview post-elimination, and he says, I'm not going to cry on camera. And then he ducks out of the frame and proceeds to not cry on camera. A lot of people say, I'm not going to cry on camera, and then they do. Jeremy stuck to his guns. He said, I'm not going to cry on camera. disappeared and didn't cry on camera.
And proceeded to not cry on camera.
Which I just thought was maybe the only mildly impressive thing he's done this whole season, I have to say.
You thought that was impressive? The impressive thing he did is that he said he was not going to do he was going to not do the thing that if he actually really liked her, he would have done.
Well, but that's indicative of how many unimpressive things he did the whole season. That I found that to be impressive.
The bar is in hell, people. If Jeremy just said, I'm not going to cry on camera and didn't.
We go to the next day and we have 3 couples left. We have Kat and Dale, Alex and Andrew, and Spencer and Jess. Mm-hmm. And they proceed to do a fitness challenge. Sister, I should have asked you if you had done numbers on this because you could actually do them in your brain. What happened was each couple is standing on a platform holding on to a handle that's, attached to a rope that goes across the pool. And they are holding essentially a certain amount of their own body weight. And it's just like grab and crab. Like it is hold on to this heavy weight as long as you possibly can. Mm-hmm. There was something about being able to shift your weight if your partner needed to take a break.
Yeah.
But it is just hold on to this heavy fucking weight as long as you can.
And they keep adding weight until someone can no longer hold it.
But they only started with 20% of their body weight. So let me ask you this, sister. If Andrew is...
Even less. They started with 15.
Is Andrew, what do we think he weighs? 220?
I guess.
And Alex weighs 120, so that's what, 340?
Uh-huh.
What's 15% of 340?
51 pounds.
They looked like they were struggling to hold 51 pounds.
Well, the time, I think the angle was weird. They were basically on diving blocks for pool racing. So they were leaning, I don't know. It was odd. And they did go on for a long time. It was, by the end of it, like an hour of just holding 51 pounds, which would be a lot.
And also, it was gripping 51 pounds.
Yeah.
They were harnessed up, but they weren't actually harnessed to the weight. They basically had to grip with their fingies.
Yes.
All the weight.
Yeah, and I didn't understand the shifting thing either, but what I could lean was they could just somehow, the way they could maneuver it with their hands, they could kind of give it to their partner if they wanted to take some more of the weight, which they kind of did a little bit. Man, you know who talked a big game? Kat and Dale. You know who didn't do very well? Kat and Dale.
Kat and Dale.
Wow, I was shooketh. And this caused me to look up the question earlier of wasn't he a football player? Wasn't he?
What did you find out?
The way you described it is exactly what it is. Kinda.
Okay. Yeah. He went to practice a few times and had a locker and got to high five the mascot, but
he was on a bunch of different teams, to be fair. I don't think he played on any of them, but I think he was in the practice squad for one. I mean, it wasn't like top-notch stuff. I mean, not saying you still have to be insanely in shape, but I mean, I thought he would have been there all day.
So Dale and Kat Gabbers, they let go first. They were out first. They fell into the pool.
And they had been oh, we're so superior. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, Kat was I do Pilates. And I'm looking at being girl, I don't think that's going to help your grip strength. So they fall in the pool. Now, in their defense, based on how slapstick and hodgepodge the end of this season was, this challenge might have been put together by production assistants at 3 a.m. the day before.
Right.
And was actually nearly impossible.
Well, yeah.
And so maybe they did have to let go because they were only holding on to 50 pounds with their pinkies. We're not quite sure.
The strings were pretty much broken. We don't know the mechanics behind everything. And because it was so physical, they weren't going to have Keith and Kathy do this challenge. So what challenge was it before this? They're probably okay, now we can throw in a little bit of muscle into this.
Yep.
And this is what we came up with.
You know that they had one production assistant who was guys, I'm telling you, I have a grip strength game. And they were finally all right, Jared, show us what you got. And they only
all we need is sand.
Burlap and rice and sand to make some bags. So Dale and Kat fall into the pool. And then shortly after, Spencer and Jess fall into the pool.
Which was also shocking because they seemed to be going strongest out of everyone. Alex and Bailey. Alex had the shaky wakies. I mean, I thought she was out of there.
I would not put money on Alex in a fight, in a grip strength. I'm sorry, babe.
No, I think we keep underestimating this bitch because she held on.
She showed up.
And that got them a damn ticket to the final of whatever the fuck that means of this show.
So they are guaranteed, once again, kind of not failing up, but I don't think they would have been voted to go to the next round by their peers.
No, totally. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're not giving them enough credit. Like, the fact that they're still here is great.
Sheer force of will. They hold on and make it to the final round. Spencer said something when he was moping in the pool afterwards that I thought was so simple, but also very true. He hates losing more than he loves winning. And I really agree with that. Especially if I were someone like Dale, who is like built, I'd be really pissed if I were the first to drop in that challenge.
Yeah.
That would be really hard for me.
Well, yeah. Well, especially because he like spent a monologue being about his physical fitness for this.
They spit a huge game.
It was hubris. It was a Joseph Campbell
hero's
journey, but the bad person.
Correct. He was the villain in his own tale somehow.
So twist around.
So Alex and Andrew are guaranteed to go to the final round. We still don't know what the final round is, except it means that it's where the next step is $500,000.
Up to. They keep saying up to. Possibly. They also keep adding qualifiers. It's like possibly, maybe, perhaps up to $500,000.
They picked a poster off of like a third grade teacher's wall that had adverbs. Potentially, maybe,
quizzically, perpetually, effervescently,
and so
maybe.
we don't know yet if other couples get to go or how they're going to get to go. But we do see, because it comes down to now Alex and Andrew are last left standing, but there is Jesse again with the adverbs is like possibly there's a chance that two more of you could go. I don't know. But and then we cut to Spencer looking at engagement rings. Okay. Neil Lane is nowhere to be found.
I wrote down, is Neil Lane dead? Did you think about it? Is he?
I actually didn't even Google it. I feel like if he was dead, I would know.
I feel like you would too.
I feel like I would have seen it on Reddit. But by the way, it was Neil Lane rings because we saw it on the box. Yes. We just didn't see the man himself. So Spencer sits down with Jesse instead of Neil Lane.
Okay, AI tells me no. Celebrity jeweler Neil Lane is alive and well.
Celebrity jeweler.
Is alive and well. Although several other people named Neil Lane have passed away, and then it lists about 5. I know.
May they rest.
Yeah, but Jesse sits with them looking at rings, and I then went down another rabbit hole of how big are these rings? I've never looked up how big they are. Did you know how big these rings are?
I didn't, and I'm going to be honest, I was starting to scroll through Instagram at that point to see which of the couples had posted about being together.
Yeah.
And when I first saw Jess and Spencer, her ring looked small.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
What'd you learn?
So I don't know what Spence and Jess are. I'm so sorry.
Spoonerism.
Spence and Jesser. That's such a good one. I don't know what Spence and Jesser got.
But
I do know that like Claire Crawley's was big at like 4 carats, and like so I think the big ones were 4 and then a lot of 3s, but that looked like a modest 2 maybe?
I don't know if it's a like, hey Spencer, we're throwing you the potential cash here. Your rock's going to be a little smaller.
Yeah,
maybe the rocks weren't big enough for Neil to travel with them. Maybe he only travels if it's above a certain carat.
Yeah, exactly. That it wasn't worth his plane ticket. And not to knock 2-carat rings. My God, that's still so many thousands of dollars that like I can't comprehend. But in Neil Lane world, I was just curious where it stood. But also, I mean, it was a cute cut. It was like an emerald with 2 side stone emeralds. Very pretty. So it was elegant. I enjoyed it. But I did wonder, did they get a knock down because they're Bachelor in Paradise and not The Bachelor, you know?
Actually, I wonder if that's the case because I bet they have calculated that on Bachelor in Paradise, they're less likely to stay together. Especially after Kat's engagement to oil rig scuba diver in a metal scuba hat, John Henry, last year lasted for 17 minutes. I think they were like, we're not even going to send Neil and we're going to send you some 2 carats, babe.
Yeah, we'll give you the scraps.
So Spencer sits down with Jesse to look at rings, and he says something about Jess that I think is wonderful. He says, she makes me feel safe. That's something that both Spencer and Jess said about each other. She makes me feel safe, and he feels like home.
Yeah.
I think those are lovely sentiments. And I'll tell you what, sister, I like that a hell of a lot more than I think I could say that Bailey loves me.
I do love it. Oh, and we skipped a pivotal scene of Spencer talking to Jess in your favorite shirt of his on the beach, where we have the official I love you scene, which is pretty much by formality at this point, since Alex and Bailey have done it. They're the better, stronger couple, you know, that they've had the we're falling in love talk. Anyway, so that has been declared. The love is in the air, people.
They declared that they loved each other. And now back to Alex and Andrew, what they said that's interesting is Alex said to Andrew, I love you level 1.
Yeah.
Girl, how many levels are there?
I think it sounded like it was, to me, it was a cute inside joke.
Well, yes, but truly, earnestly, how many levels were there? Because once they won the grip challenge, she said, I love you level 2.
Yeah.
And then their Instagram post said, I love you level infinity.
Really?
So all I'm saying is, like, was it out of 1 to 3, 1 to 5, 1 to 10, 1 to 100?
It sounds like it was 1 to infinity.
Well, then he advanced real fast.
That asymptote was big. Got there fast, yo. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be cute. I could see Kyle and we'd lose track after a while of doing something dumb, being like, love you, love it, 7. Oh no, we're back down after Chipotle. We might be back down to 6. But then if they got to infinity, you know, good for them.
I love a ranking system, and I want to know more.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're just pleading minds want to know.
So Andrew and Alex have said I love you. Spencer and Jess have said I love you. Kat and Dale haven't said I love you, but they've decided to weather the storms, even though they don't have good grip strength. We then get the big plot twist from Jesse Palmer, and that is that they have loosed the rest of the cast back into the resort to lay judgment on the remaining couples.
Everybody's back, and we called this. We knew this was gonna happen, and but I didn't realize how funny it was that Kathy and Keith were literally still just staying there. I bet Kathy is pissed at herself about that. I don't know. I bet she knew she wasn't gonna win. Who knows? Everyone's back, and everyone's got stuff to say. You know who has the most to say?
I was gonna say, and by everyone you mean Shawn.
I mean only Shawn. I mean, the only person that has something to really say is Shawn.
And before we get to what Shawn said, I do want to remark that Spencer was so overjoyed to see his friends back at the resort.
Yeah, I know. That was so sweet.
He was like very, very stoked. He pulled Leia aside and was like, I am so in love with Jess. And she was getting emotional because she was like, I want the best for my friend.
Aww.
It was all great until Shawn opened his mouth.
I mean, he goes diabolical on Kat in front of everyone. It was literally such an evil plot twist in a movie to where, like, I can't even remember if I'm making this up in my mind, but in my head, he's holding up a glass with a fork and going ting, 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 ting. Everybody look here. I'm going to destroy Catherine. Just annihilate her.
I don't think you're making up the ting, ting, ting.
Did he do that?
I don't know if he had those props, but he did get everyone's attention and said, come over here.
Yeah.
We heard him in an interview moments before, back on his Parliament of Paradise bullshit, back on thinking that he is a legislator. Let me remind you, Gabbers, his father was a state representative in New York who basically who was like thoroughly investigated by an ethics committee for sexual misconduct allegations that they found to be very credible.
Yikes.
Shawn, my dad is a politician. And so in this interview, he says, I'm holding the nuclear codes.
Man, and was he?
He proceeds to, in front of everyone, say, hey, you guys, Kat has a boyfriend back home. He said she has a boyfriend back home, and then he just started saying jargon. He was babbling. He's like, she snuck in a laptop. She's been writing messages on her hands and showing it to the camera to communicate with her boyfriend back home. Shawn literally proceeds to give a circus performance. Like, he is the monkey on the unicycle on a ball juggling, just saying shit about Kat.
She has stashed a laptop. She has been sending this dude love letters, and that he has the receipts. And the crazy thing is that Alicia is standing there being like, yeah. See that? Crazy.
Shawn tells us that he has left Paradise after he and Alicia said, "You can't fire me, I quit," and called Kat's ex, who I guess must have said, "Yeah, we were kind of dating when she left." Now, Dale and Kat, since the show, went on Nick Vile's podcast.
Oh, tell me.
And Kat did say, sadly, she didn't seem to address the stowed laptop or hidden messages on her hands.
Which is what we want to know.
But she said, "I didn't officially end things with this guy before coming to Paradise." Who's to say what's right or wrong? Is she a millennial or Gen Z? I don't even know. But like in the era that we're in of casual dating, I don't know that I entirely fault her for that.
No, I don't either. But I will say it was, to me, it was also kind of funny how much we didn't care about it. Like, for us to be so much of this show's on relationships and love, everyone was like, shut the fuck up, Shawn, sit down. How dare
Shawn,
you?
No one even gave Shawn a chance. No one in the crowd was like, hey, maybe we should. Even Faith was like, Shawn, that was low, dude.
Shawn, go back home where you belong.
And he really thought he was coming in with the nuclear codes. Like, he thought he was marching into the Situation Room with the nuclear codes.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely, he was just blowing smoke. Now, he did not substantiate any of these allegations.
No.
Like, if you're going to say there's a stowed laptop, pull out the stowed fucking laptop.
We did get the gratification that at least Kat said she didn't cut things off with this guy, which, I mean, honestly, the way she handled this was perfect, by the way, like textbook. Well, she broke down, but I could also say that was perfect. She broke down in the right way, but she admitted it. She was like, yeah, I was talking to this guy, but whatever her communication has been with Dale, like, it clearly has made up for whatever the fuck that was. Because then Dale comes out and just holding plethora of notes in his hands, being like, this is what she's written me every day. And I love.
It's like, yeah, she wrote love notes to me.
Yeah. And I was like, I would not have taken Kat as a love note writer.
Me neither. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, that was out of left field. I like that for her, though.
I think that the way she handled it was great for television. I am giving her a good grade on television. If I'm her therapist, I have some feedback.
Give it.
I could envision her therapist being like, hi, Kat. I watched the episode. I felt like going into the show, we had a lot more grounding exercises for you to do. And I don't think you took the time to do them. Let me be clear. I have nothing against therapists. I love mine. I can't live without her.
Oh,
but
for sure.
So I'm not trying to make fun of therapists, but I do, as a potential, if I were Kat's therapist watching that, I'd be like, girl, we had some grounding exercises that we talked about and you didn't do them. You just crawled in bed and pulled the covers up over your head.
You know what I would have said? Your suds are high. Your suds are high, girl.
Your suds are high.
Put your face in some ice, okay? Shock your nervous system. You're in a weird place. She was saying weird shit too. She was like, I didn't come this far to come this far. I'm going home. And it was like, well, so did you come this far to come this far? Are you going home?
It felt a little bit like she was reverting back to who she was. Because she has made it clear that between the 2 seasons ago when she was on Paradise and now, she has done a significant amount of therapy.
Yeah.
And I feel like for the most part, we've seen that. She's staying grounded, keeping that nervous system strong. And this was just a little too much, which who among us wouldn't break down and go high suds at allegations of a stashed laptop?
Well, especially in that grand of a way. Like, I would have freaked out, but I'd be crying. If I were on one of these shows, it'd be rare to see me not crying, to be honest with you. Don't know if that made me 100%, a fan favorite or if the villain. I don't know.
I would just be Jeremy. I'm not going to cry on camera.
The yin to my yang.
But and then I would come in your interview and slap you in the face and say, stop crying. I'd say, you didn't come this far to come this far. Stop crying. And then I'd present you with a bowl of ice water to stick your face in.
Your face in here. You stupid bitch.
So Kat has a breakdown. She goes to bed. Dale comes out with her love letters. And honestly, Shawn's delivery of this information was so anticlimactic ultimately that the night just kind of petered out afterwards.
Yeah, which is a good foreshadowing of what's going to happen for the rest of this show.
Because Jesse tells everyone, okay, hey guys, Alex and Andrew are defs going to the finals. The rest of you get to vote between Kat and Dale and Spencer and Jess on who you think should also potentially go to the finals.
And it was looking like it was definitely going to go in Jess and Spencer's direction, but this did put a lot of sad points in Kat's court of like, maybe Kat should stay. She writes Dale love letters. Maybe that'll give some sway to the jury. It didn't give sway to the jury.
So Spencer and Jess get chosen
to stay.
Kat and Dale are out.
They're out. Bye. See ya. Which is like also anticlimactic. They just had this big whole thing, and then it's like, all right, well, you gotta like pack your bags now. You gotta go home.
I don't think that producers were ready for Shawn's announcement to be as anticlimactic as it was, and the vote. The vote must have not even been close.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, yes, Spencer and Jess, sure. Spence and Jesser, send them through.
Spence and Jesser. Oh, and wedding hashtag. If they can use it, they can use it if they need one.
Everyone gets told by Jesse, come meet me down by this table with cash. It was really bad prop cash.
We moved just straight into the finale, I guess. Like there's no like, buy me a drink first. I mean,
there
he was like,
no transition. They dumped you out of the water slide.
All right, here's a purse of cash. As we've said, we have said all along that you would be seeing this purse of cash. And the twist is it's the prisoner's dilemma, just like it used to be on Bachelor's Pad. So if they choose love, they have to forego the cash. If they both choose love, they forego the cash, but they run away into the sunset together. If one chooses love and one chooses cash, whoever chooses cash gets to keep the cash. And if they both say, I want the cash, no one gets any cash. So who's it gonna be? Are they gonna pick love or the cash purse? What do you think, Grace?
Let me tell you something, sister. Here's what my trajectory would be on this show. I would go on this show. I would fall in love with someone. He would fall in love with me. He would choose love. He would look at that purse of cash and say, I'm going to choose love. And I'm going to go up on that balcony. And Grace is not going to come up there because she's going to choose the money. And that's why I love her.
Oh, wow. That gives me chills. I don't know why. I don't know why that's
because I would finally be seen by someone.
That is so beautiful. That is such... That is truly rom-com material right there.
So if you reject the purse of cash, you go up to the VIP suite and wait on with bated breath to see if your partner is going to choose you or the purse of cash. And Spencer waited a long time.
Andrew also waited a long time. But what do you know?
Don't forget that the setup leading into this is that Alex has been talking a lot about her student loans and how much she could use the money.
Yes, she could use the money. And it sounds like that's probably the most, that would help. Getting out of student loan debt would like start a new life for anyone. So they get there and Andrew's there. Alex does come. She does choose love. Oh, the heavens are singing. You know? We are sending the invites to their wedding now. But there's a little twist. They've got something up their sleeve.
Again, where did they come up with this idea? This is probably where the producer today on set was like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck they were talking about.
Okay, I have conspiracy theories about this.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah, you go first.
So Jesse comes up with a tray with 3 envelopes. He says, hey guys, your first choice together after choosing love, your first step as a couple now is to pick an envelope. There might be money. There might not be. Pick one.
Did he say there could be up to like $250,000 in there?
I think so, yeah.
Like there could be. So one apparently must have $250,000, and then the other two, we guess, don't. He's not clear. All we know is that they have to pick one together.
So Andrew and Alex pick an envelope, and it's 125, 120.
They got 125. They got $125,000, which is great.
Good job.
Post-tax, that will cover her student loans.
And then Jess and Spencer get 190,000,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
which Jess first thought was $19. And then she saw more zeros. It was like, oh, good.
Okay, here's my conspiracy theory.
Tell me.
All three checks said the same thing. They needed Grace. They are dying. They are thirsty for any twist they can put in here. And I bet budget wise, they're like, all right, here's what we got. We've said that we could maybe possibly give them $500,000. So like we gotta give them something, at least half of that, but probably not half. What if we just gave them like a fifth of that? And then give Andrew a little bit less, and then Jess and Spencer a little bit more, because they really were our golden couple anyway. And they get to like run off with the money and do the whole happy family thing. Deal? That's my conspiracy theory.
I love that. I also think that definitely was probably put into motion by that same production assistant, Jared, that did the burlap bags with sand for the weighted challenge.
He's the only one that's left by this point. Everyone else has been fired.
Jared, fill up these envelopes. He was like, I'm going to write 3 checks.
But he did a great job.
So they chose love and then were given money.
So the world is fair after all.
Ironically, I was having a conversation the next day with my financial advisor, who also watches the show. Shout out, AJ Financial.
Nice.
And he was like, well, what was the point of them choosing love? Why did they, what do you mean? And I was like, I think, here's my conspiracy theory. I think they knew that there was going to be an offer for money if they chose love.
I think they would have a strong inkling that they would be given something if they chose love. I would at least think like an all expenses paid vacation, or like I don't know, a blender, something that you would get.
Hamilton Beach, that juicer.
Or Hamilton tickets. I don't know, something exciting.
So Spencer and Jess get $190,000, and then Spencer proposes to Jess.
Which I can't believe he actually did that. I can't believe.
Why?
I don't know. This girl does not want to be engaged right now. She does not want to be engaged right now. Like, and I know for the show, like they had to show her wavering to like have tension there. So we're like, will she, won't she? But I think at the end of the day, it behooves any couple to take the fucking ring, because it's a fucking ring. And that ring probably costs like $26,000,
Okay, well, fun fact about the ring is that in the contract for the leads for Bachelor and Bachelorette, you can only keep the ring if you stay engaged for 2 years.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying, like, worst case, you have to give the ring back. But if you do work out, that's a $25,000 investment that they just made, They could go pawn that ring for something else and get a better ring that they wanted later or something, Like that, I would just see it as a check.
You're right.
Yeah.
They are. So all 3 of those couples are still together. And Spencer and Jess were actually, we discussed this earlier in the season, they were not hiding their relationship on social media. They were like clearly together. They were clearly meeting each other's families. Okay. Another point in Spencer's favor is that he was open mouth giggling throughout the whole finale. Like he really loves Jess.
He does. He does. And he's ready for that baby in 2 years.
2 years. It's not that long.
Yeah. So I bet she needs to be pregnant about now, probably.
They are still together. Alex and Andrew are together with their hard launch of Love You, Level Infinity.
Yes. Beautiful.
Kat and Dale did an appearance on Nick Vile's podcast.
They did?
Yes, and they said that's when Kat owned up to the fact that she had been seeing this guy before the show and never technically ended it with him.
And how did
they
Dale...
didn't address this? They didn't address the stowed laptop.
What did Dale say? Was he just like, it's fine, it's a show, blah, blah, blah?
Yes.
But this was recently, so they're still together.
Yes.
Wow. I thought it would have been deaded. I thought it was deaded and dudded.
I believe he was wearing a shirt, if not in that podcast interview, in another interview that said deaded.
Oh, no.
So he's into his own merch.
The merch is out of control these days.
Into his own merch. The online chatter about Kat and Dale is that they're just not really likable people. Which is also what I have to say about Shawn and Alicia. When Shawn came up and dropped that bomb, I was like, could you at least be likable and charming, my man?
At least Alicia was like should we have done this differently? Like, you could tell she was clocking it of like, this didn't go well.
She was thinking critically.
Yeah, she is like this. Are they still together? Are Alicia and Shawn still together?
No.
Oh, sadness.
Kim and Faith are still together.
Oh, I love that.
Yep.
Jeremy and Bailey still together.
Jeremy and Bailey hard launch.
What
Yes.
has Jeremy said in response to existing?
The reunion show was hosted through the Bachelor podcast platform, Bachelor Happy Hour.
Okay. Yep.
I have not watched that yet.
Okay.
So I don't know if they address, and honestly, if it's I'm not even sure. The happy hour host, I think it's Grocery Store Joe and Serena. I actually don't trust them to come after Jeremy. Like, I don't know, I would for his words about Susie. Okay. I don't think they're going to put him on the hot seat.
Put yourself out there.
And they also, this is another thing when it comes back to how we idealize romantic couples. When someone goes in the hot seat on a reunion show and they have the shield of a significant other,
Yeah.
the host doesn't come for them as hard
Yeah.
because their sins have already been clearly forgiven.
They did it. They found love, the Holy Grail, the Holy Trinity. Love, love, and love. It's all right there.
So I don't think they would come after Jeremy that hard because they're Bachelor Happy Hour podcast hosts. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a critical journalist. Maybe I'm mad that it's
you're
not
so
me.
right.
I don't know.
You're so
But
right.
also, I don't think they're going to come after him that hard because Bailey is there and she's giving her stamp of this guy's legit. She's giving her endorsement by her relationship with him.
Well, you know who would hold his feet to the fire a little bit would be Nick Viall.
You're not wrong.
I would kind of want to see that. Not a lot, because he does have a way of like being charming enough to everyone in the room. But was he hard on Dale at all? And Kat, there's nothing really to hate them on.
He wasn't hard on Dale, but I forgot about this. He did bring this up to Kat, and everyone on Reddit was like, of fucking course this guy did. Reddit loves to hate on Nick.
Yeah.
And Gabbers, who I have followed Nick's career since he started on Andy Dorfman's season.
Crazy to think about, by the way.
I liked Nick on Andy Dorfman's season.
I did too.
I said what I said.
Yeah.
I thought he was great. I didn't hate it when he came back on Caitlin Bristow's season. And then by the end, I was like, this guy's boring. Then by the time he was The Bachelor, I was out.
Yeah.
Also, his wife was underage when they started dating.
Was she really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if she was under 18. She was definitely under 21.
Okay. Great.
The way that Nick pulled the rug out from Kat is that he brought up DMs that Parisa had sent him alleging that Kat was a bully. And he, by the way, sprung this on her. Like, it was very clear that he was like, yeah, cool. It's so great that you guys are together. Hey, Kat, Parisa said you're a bully.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that is something he would do. But he'd be like, well, I just got to address these things that came into my... I just want you to have a chance to tell your side of it. Are you? Are you?
And she was basically like, I thought Parisa and I were cool. Does she have any examples of that? And Nick was like, no.
No.
So, like, honestly, at this point, I'm like, give Kat a break.
I don't know. Yeah, get Kat off of the hot seat. Put Shawn on it. I would love Nick to interview Shawn.
I would love Nick to interview Shawn because Nick would meet Shawn's bullshit with his own bullshit.
Yes.
In a way that wouldn't let him off the hook.
Yeah, and it would be like just... It would be fascinating to watch. It'd be like one bullshit on top of another. It'd be a cake by the end of it.
Correct. And I think he would do the same thing with Jeremy probably.
Yeah.
So we have not covered the reunion. We haven't watched the reunion yet. I actually don't know if the reunion is live. I know they have completed the recording, but all three of those couples are together.
Wow. They are doing a reunion taping for this show? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So we have one more episode.
The reunion for the show is going to be through Bachelor Happy Hour.
So it is just a podcast.
Turns out the show will be airing a 2-part reunion via a podcast called Bachelor in Paradise Unplugged, set to be hosted by Wells. Part 1 drops tonight, September 3rd, and part 2 drops on September 5th. And then the entire show will be available to watch on YouTube. So we could watch the show on YouTube and recap it.
Okay.
Will they hold any of their feet to the fire?
That's the true question.
Although if it's hosted by Wells, maybe.
Maybe. Wells is the only one that had any sense this entire time, it felt like.
He doesn't suffer fools.
Yes, no tomfoolery is tolerated.
Predictions for which of those 3 couples, Spencer and Jess, Kat and Dale, Alex and Andrew, who's going to last the longest?
Oh my God, this should be Kalshi. Have you heard of Kalshi?
No.
It's like the new not dating app. It's the new app where you can bet on anything. And you can bet on like politics and stuff like
dear.
that. I know, it's dangerous. But we should put this one on there. Who's going to break up first?
Yeah.
Kat and Dale.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, they already have, haven't they? Like, and they got back together. I think they're already trying to cover up some spiffs they've had.
And you know what? For the big game that I spit the whole season about how much I love fake dating, I think they are probably fake dating, and I'm going to give it to them. Okay. It is. We are in a consumer capitalist society. I'll let you fake date for likes.
I don't know if Kat knows she's fake dating.
That's a good point.
I think Dale might. And Kat, I don't think they both received the same memo, if you know what I mean.
Also, there was some online chatter that I thought was interesting talking about how Dale has spoken. He said on the podcast with Nick how much he loves how honest and raw and messy Kat is, which were also kind of part of the calling card of Claire Crawley, his ex-fiance, who was the Bachelorette.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Which people were tying back to the good doctor saying that Dale has a hero complex.
Yeah.
He likes to step in and save the day.
He kind of does. He admitted it. He was like, yeah, that's me. I do that. That's a thing. There are worse things, but I mean, it's not healthy. It's not going to be like long standing. Now, for the couple that I think will last the longest, I wouldn't be surprised if Jess and Spencer got married.
And by the way, did you know that Zach Shellcross and Katie got married? Zach, the Bachelor. He was a forgettable Bachelor. He was on Charity season and then he became the Bachelor.
Oh, like the dweeb?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. That's so mean. He was nice. That's what. Oh, he got married? Oh, my God. He's going to turn into the other one that got married that no one knows and talks about because they were not very memorable. Monica, and the baseball player.
Baseball player.
There was one couple that got married. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. I'm going to find this. I'm so shocked you're not. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, the baseball player wasn't. Andrew Firestone, by the way, is getting divorced.
It was a bachelorette that got married.
Oh, Des?
Des! That was her.
She was kind of forgettable.
The fact that we had to do that, that's what I'm saying is going to be the next, they'll be the next that.
Des is from the archives. Des and her husband, Chris, it's Des Hartsock and Chris Siegfried. They are not going to be on the Bachelor Nation cruise vacation.
Oh my gosh, we do need to plug this here. How do we get on this thing?
How do we get on this thing?
Gabbers, hook us up. There is a cruise that's what, Grace, you pitch it. You found it.
It's Bachelor Nation cruise vacation. And that's how I found out that Zach and Katie were married, because it was billed as Zach Shellcross and Katie Shellcross. And then I looked and they got married a couple months ago.
Oh my gosh.
Shawn and Catherine Lowe are going to be
I saw that. That was convincing to me. That was compelling stuff for me to actually look into this thing.
And again, within a consumer capitalist culture, like, we're paying for access, right?
Right.
Like, it's access to these figures.
Yeah.
I'll pay.
Yeah.
I'd like to go for free. And so if any gabbers could hook us up, that would be great. But like, this is like, I'm like, Hallmark movie cruise? Nah. Like, gay Disney cruise? Nah. Bachelor Nation cruise vacation? Yes.
I propose BravoCon be turned into a cruise as well. Because they're just so nasty and delicious, and so much trouble gets put on cruises.
Sister, what if we go on Bachelor Nation cruise vacation and position ourselves as the cruise podcasters, and then we get immediate access to BravoCon on a boat?
I mean, Jesus, take the wheel on that. I mean, I would love that. We'll talk offline. We'll draft a memo.
We'll sidebar.
Yeah, we'll sidebar this.
We'll sidebar about
whose house we have to stalk and stuff like that.
Bachelor Nation cruise vacation meets BravoCon on a boat.
And it's all coming to you from Girls Unscripted.
Coming up at 11.
We'd be coming up at 11. Who is still doing that, by the way?
He still exists, by the way.
Yeah. Does everyone who watched The Bachelor, or is that just a California thing?
No, it's just a California thing, and it's just to people who watch live on rabbit ears like I do. There's Gabbers. There is a guy who is spray tanned within an inch of his life, and his hairline is back behind his ears, and his tagline is, he'll list some horrible tragedies. Coming up at 11.
During every Bachelor commercial break, I'm like, a fire burns down a preschool. Coming up at 11.
We got to rope him into our Bachelor Nation cruise vacation.
Coming up at 11. I shudder with fear whenever I hear those words now.
BravoCon on a boat. Coming up at 11. Carolyn and Grace thrown overboard by John Sandoval coming up at 11.
I'll tell you, I would not be sober a second on that cruise.
I would start drinking again for that trip.
Man, producers, if you're out there, my new producer friends today, hit us up. We've got something here. Let's cook it up.
We're so fun.
Amazing. So you have not heard the last from us, Gabbers. You've heard it right here. You can go on YouTube eventually, I guess, to watch the Bachelor reunions, and we are going to watch those and cover those in a little mini episode just to see what the fuck Shawn has to say for himself.
Coming up at 11.
Coming up at 11. So good. We don't even have to say goodbye or like get sappy or anything weird.
No.
We're just going to sign off.
We'll see you so soon to shit on Jeremy some more.
We'll see you so soon. We love you so much. As always, rate, like, subscribe, hug, tickle, call a friend. We love you, Gabbers. Till next time.